How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and Deadpool 3 is a project that fans are super excited about. We know that it's going to be a raunchy rated R comedy. Thankfully, Disney is keeping it rated R. However, it looks like Deadpool 3 is actually going to be a lot more important to the MCU than we thought it would be, as it looks like Deadpool 3 is going to play a pivotal role in the start of Avengers Secret Wars. And today we have a new tease from Ryan Reynolds that lines up with some previous reports, telling us that Deadpool truly is about to go explore the multiverse. And of course, as we know, he's not going to be doing this alone, as Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will be joining him and will be with him every step along the way. However, it does look like they'll be taking at least one pit stop at the TVA, the Time Variance Authority. Ryan Reynolds has recently teased this, and today we'll talk about that teaser and what to expect from Deadpool 3 that lines up with some reports that we've recently heard that have us asking some pretty big questions and tell us that Deadpool 3 is going to be much more important than we think. So today we'll go over this teaser and talk about these questions and how Deadpool 3 will kick off Secret Wars in a really big way. So yesterday, a Miss Minutes TVA Twitter account, which is an unofficial account, but a very large account nonetheless, tweeted at Ryan Reynolds. Actually, they specifically tweeted at the Deadpool Twitter account, simply tweeting, "Hey there, Deadpool. Love, Miss Minutes." Now, this was a little curious considering the fact that it wasn't an official account, but still curious nonetheless because there's recently been a report that Mobius from the TVA is going to be in Deadpool 3. So of course, this sparked everybody's attention. But things got really interesting last night when Ryan Reynolds actually replied. All he said was, "Hello, Miss Minutes," kind of giving fans a little bit of a tease as what's to come for Deadpool 3, as we know Mobius is going to be in it. Of course, he'll be working with the TVA, but right now, the TVA as we know it is controlled by Kang the Conqueror, or at least a variant of Kang. So now that Ryan Reynolds is kind of teasing us here with replying to Miss Minutes, it has us thinking more about how exactly the TVA is going to be involved in Deadpool 3. And more importantly, how exactly is Deadpool going to affect the entire multiverse and the TVA itself? Now, going back to the original report that came out a few weeks ago stating that Owen Wilson will be playing a big part in Deadpool 3, not just a cameo, but it's been reported that he will play a big part. And something you have to keep in mind and remember is that after the events of Loki, after the final episode when Sylvie killed He Who Remained, the Mobius we knew essentially kind of got erased, at least temporarily for the moment. So as of right now, the Mobius that we knew might not be the Mobius that's going to be in Deadpool 3. However, there are some important things that we do need to talk about concerning the TVA and concerning the multiverse and Kang. The reason Deadpool 3 is going to be so important is that Phase 5 really doesn't have that many projects that are focused on the multiverse. Of course, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania coming out in February. This is actually the next Marvel project that we're going to get. This is obviously going to dive into who Kang the Conqueror is in the multiverse a little bit, but we won't really be visiting other universes. Everything's kind of going to be contained to the quantum realm. The point of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is to reveal Kang the Conqueror as a big multiversal threat. But again, from there, we aren't really going to be diving into other universes. However, Loki 2 is going to be coming in Phase 5 as well, and this is where things are going to get a little bit more clear, and where hopefully and logically we would dive into other universes. But still, it is mostly going to be a story about Loki, Sylvie, and Mobius. Nonetheless, it will be a very serious show that will set up the future events, and then we have Deadpool 3 kicking off Phase 6. Now, Phase 6 is where things are truly going to get started for Avengers Secret Wars, and it all starts with Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 has already been confirmed to be a multiversal movie. Deadpool and Hugh Jackman are going to be traveling through the multiverse, going to different universes until they make their way to the MCU. And clearly, the TVA has caught on to Deadpool and whatever he's doing. And there are some key things that we need to talk about concerning Deadpool's multiversal travels. One is, how exactly does Deadpool get involved with the TVA? Do they manage to capture him and bring him back to the TVA headquarters? Or do they simply keep trying to capture him in different universes, but he keeps evading them? I think it's pretty easy to imagine the TVA capturing Deadpool, but Deadpool escaping. In fact, this could be how Deadpool kind of starts. Remember at the end of Deadpool 2, Ryan Reynolds took Cable's time travel device and kind of cleaned up the timeline, as he called it. Well, if we learned anything from the first season of Loki, it's that time travel is kind of a no-go for the TVA, and it kind of prompts them to appear and erase you. So this would be a perfect segue, Ryan Reynolds messing with the timeline in Deadpool 2, for the TVA to show up and say, hey, no, come with us. And I actually really like this idea because, again, we know Deadpool's going to be a super funny movie, but now it's also going to be a very serious movie with big implications for the future of the MCU. So we're kind of getting the best of both worlds here. So Deadpool could get taken to the TVA, in which I imagine he'll kind of go through the same thing that Loki went through, watching the Miss Minutes video about how the multiverse almost was torn apart, and then instead of the timekeepers coming and saving the timeline, it was Kang who came and saved the timeline. Because remember, at the end of Loki, it was no longer the statue of the three timekeepers, but a statue of Kang. But from there, I'm imagining that Deadpool's going to get his hands on a TVA time door. In fact, I'm pretty positive he will steal it from Mobius, and this is how Mobius will get involved. I'm sure everybody could picture this in their head: Deadpool stealing a time door from Mobius, opening up the portal, running through it, and Mobius running after him. And from there, Mobius is probably kind of screwed, as Deadpool's not going to give that device back, but is more than likely going to drag him along. The other option is he simply steals a time door device, opens up a portal, leaves, and now it's Mobius's job to track him down. However, unlike before where Deadpool only had the ability to time travel, now Deadpool has the ability to multiverse travel. And this could be where Hugh Jackman's Wolverine comes in, because they've already said that they're not going to undo the events of Logan. So perhaps the Wolverine we see is going to be taken from another universe. Now, we know that Deadpool is going to cause a whole bunch of chaos. And of course, this is most likely going to mess up some universes and probably cause at least some incursions. And this kind of fits into a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe storyline. However, of course, it's not going to be the Marvel Universe, but most likely the Fox universe and some other universes involved until he makes his way to the MCU. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have basically told us that this is going to be sort of a road trip between Deadpool and Wolverine, and that it's kind of going to be a Rashomon style type of deal. I've said this several times, but in case you don't know, Rashomon was a film about the death of a samurai told from various people's perspectives. So each person tells the story and sees it a little bit differently. So what we'll most likely see here is Deadpool hijacking a time door device, then hijacking Hugh Jackman, and then the two of them go on a multiversal road trip, causing incursions, which in turn causes a huge problem for the TVA, which causes the TVA to then chase them until they eventually make their way to the MCU. Now, rumor has it, not confirmed, but rumor has it that the X-Men are going to be joining Deadpool in this, and Deadpool is indeed going to be bringing some X-Men into the MCU, the original Fox X-Men. This will sort of be Kevin Feige's goodbye to the Fox universe, as Kevin Feige first started working with Marvel on the original X-Men films. And of course, Secret Wars is the perfect opportunity to get them into our universe and then say bye afterwards. So obviously, Deadpool is going to be causing a lot of chaos here, and I don't think he gets to the MCU without causing a few incursions, and that's where things get really serious. This is where he'll most likely run into another Avenger, perhaps Doctor Strange, because as we know, it's Doctor Strange's job to kind of monitor all of this, especially after he learned about incursions in Doctor Strange 2. And this is where it'll kick off the events of Secret Wars, truly kick them off. Like I said, we'll have Ant-Man Quantumania and Loki 2, but this is where all of the other heroes are going to start to get involved, and where incursions become a very serious, multiverse threatening problem. So as you can see, as it looks like, Deadpool 3 is indeed going to be a very serious movie for the events that are going to come in Marvel's Phase 6. I'm not expecting Kang to be in Deadpool 3, however, I am expecting him to be at least mentioned. And I am very much looking forward to a sort of road trip between Deadpool and Wolverine. But hey, let me know your thoughts about this and this Miss Minutes TVA tease in the comments down below. If this is what Deadpool 3 is going to be like, will you enjoy it? Be sure to let me know. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.